Infinity Exteriors, Boucher Automotive, and Network Health.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. And there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
Or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
For over 40 years, the Boucher Automotive Group is proud to have served Wisconsin with dedication and heart, one customer at a time. But we knew we could do even more.
In the last 5 years, we've expanded across the state, adding new locations, new brands, and new ways to better serve you.
At Boucher, growth isn't always about being bigger. It's about being better. Better selection, better service, better experiences.
Where you're going matters, and Boucher is driven to get you there. The Boucher Automotive Group. We ride with you every mile.
Josh Minan, attorney at Cannon and Tumphy.
Being a counselor at law means being a trusted advisor in our clients' time of need. When I meet people that have been hurt in an accident, there's usually a lot going on in their lives. Our role at Cannon and Dunphy is to take a lot of that off their plate and handle it for them. Not only do we offer legal expertise, but also heartfelt support to help those who've been wrongfully injured. That's what we do.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Get up! Get out of here and gone!
Covering the Crew all season long, it's Brewers Extra Innings. Now live from American Family Field, here's your host, Bob Brainerd.
That's right, it's a Tuesday. Bob Brainerd in for Dom, who's on the left coast. Taking in a little TBS baseball with Brian Anderson, the Mariners game going on. So time to step in and pinch hit along with former Brewer pitcher Jerry Augustine. This is Brewers Extra Innings, and Augie. Kind of a two-part equation to this win tonight. 6-2 Brewers. First, let's talk about the pitching. Woody on the hill gets the nod, gives up 2 solo home runs for the first 5 innings. But other than that, other than those 2 mistakes, he was pretty good, wasn't he?
I thought he threw the ball really well. I know coming into the game there was so much talk about Woody coming out there and having a good balance in his pitching, not only to have the location on his good fastball and his breaking ball, but with the changeup. We talked so much about the changeup, but early in the game he did not throw the changeup. He really commanded the fastball, and I think what was most impressive with Woody tonight is his ability to locate the fastball when he needed to. When he needed to go on a pitch away and he needed a good pitch in the location, he got that pitch, and he pitched really well on the inside part of the plate. Once we got to about the 3rd or 4th innings, he started going to that changeup, and it started being effective for him. So this was Woody. This is the ability of going out there and being that warrior we always talk about him, going out and being aggressive in the strike zone. When you need a strike zone, you need a strikeout, he goes and gets it, and he made some really good pitches tonight.
The solo home runs came in the 1st inning and the 5th inning. You and I were talking before we came on the air. A couple mistakes. Talk about those 2 pitches that led it to a Tampa Bay lead of 2-0.
Yeah, a little bit of breaking ball. I think when you look at Diaz in the first, he got a 1-0 pitch right over the plate a little bit. And Diaz has been swinging the bat really well. If you talk about any hot hitters in Major League Baseball right now, Diaz is one of those guys. Got a ball over the middle plate and hit the ball at a ballpark. And then you go later when Fortis said he got a little pitch fastball up. And he did the same thing last night to McGill. He got a ball up over the plate. He likes that ball up over the plate, and he put a good swing in and knocked the ball out of the ballpark. So 2 pitches where, would he want to take them back? Yeah, you would like to. Anytime you throw a home run, you like to get those pitches back. But those times in those certain locations, they do happen. And tonight, those were his 2 big mistakes.
I'm sitting there at the game behind home plate watching this, and the first thing that jumped out to me was seeing Woody live and in color and in person. He's trimmed down. He looks good. I mean, he used to have that big torso, looked like a barrel man, right? With the upper, but now, but now, the beard is trimmed, the upper body's a little more lean, and I think that's really helped him. Some guys, they lose that, and they lose something in the process, whether it's as a hitter or a pitcher. But Woody, I think, just feels a little more aerodynamic now.
I think what Woody did is after last year, I think he made a great comeback, and then he ended up with a little bit of an injury at the end of the year. He thought that, if there was if there ever was any time in his career that he had to look not just at the pitches that he throws, not only the fastball, the slider, and the changeup, and being able to locate them, but himself, his body, and his torso, and how he is. And I think what he did over the wintertime, and he said it in an interview, it was a total baseball thing. It was a total baseball thing where he looked at himself, he looked at his body. Where can I get better? I can get trimmer, I can get stronger, and this can only help me. And I think it's really helped him. I thought tonight he was fantastic for his first time out, and I'll tell you what, really impressive how he was able to locate the fastball when he wanted to.
Back in the 80s when you were pitching, you didn't have a Woody program to get leaner and meaner, did you?
No, we did not. We didn't have those. we just had donuts and milk games.
and other beverages that will go unnamed. Okay, part two of the equation here. So the Brewers, so Woody has the two mistakes, so it's only 2-0, but it seemed like a lot more because Shea McClanahan's thrown a no-hitter through the first 4 innings. The Brewers couldn't get not even hard contact. A couple hitters here and there. Contreras hit one hard, but other than that, McClanahan was dealing. So the hitters are being in check, and then all of a sudden here comes the 5th inning, and it was kind of like a typical Brewers 5th inning, wasn't it, Augie?
It sure was, and McClanahan really threw the ball well. I tell you, when you look at tonight's matchup, is 2 really all-star style pitchers that come in the game, and they can do so many good things. And I thought in the beginning of the game, when you talk about a guy who has 4 quality pitches and can command the strike zone, I thought McClanahan did a great job the first 4 innings. It just seemed that every once in a while you get out and you get through the first part of the batting order, you get into that 4th and 5th inning. All of a sudden, you start thinking that, hey, you know what, I got to be too fine, or I got to make all my pitches. And it just seemed that his delivery got a little. He looked like he was rushing a little bit, trying to be too fine. Couldn't get his breaking ball over. Was trying to go when he was going in on hitters before early in the game. He was locating the ball later on that 5th inning. He couldn't locate the ball. He was getting behind. When you get behind in the game, you're throwing the ball real well. It actually does 2 things to you. Number one, it makes you think about making too good of a pitch. You're falling behind. You got to make too good of a pitch. And the other one is decisiveness. Is, hey, what do I throw here? And how can I go out? How can I get this guy out? What did I do to him last time? Can I go out and compete and execute like I did before? And I think that 5th inning with McClanahan, he just lost it and he couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, he was frustrated. He got the visit at the mound from Kevin Cash, and he was frustrated with himself.
That's right.
For not doing what he was doing through the first 4 innings. But give the Brewers hitters credit for recognizing that McClanahan was in a different space in his head, if you will. So they took advantage of it. Here's a walk, and then of course Terang had the big hit with the bases loaded, and the whole review process, which was that was crazy.
That was
itself.
Bobby, I thought there was 2 key things in that inning, and in listening, and I was driving in at that time. First of all, Sanchez gets to walk.
Yeah,
I thought Jake Bauer's coming up the way he's been swinging the bat. I thought there's a key at bat. He was up in the order. I think he was up 3-1 or 3-1, 3-0, something like that. McClanahan fell back and got him to hit a fly ball in foul territory to the third baseman. And then I thought, then after that, you have Lockridge, who's been swinging the bat great, gets the base hit. Now we got things going again. Now you figure you got Frelick coming up. What does he do? He puts a good swing on it. But he was ahead in the count too.
Yes.
2 key parts of that inning, I'm going like, oh boy, are the Brewers going to waste it? But no, what happens at the end? Ortiz gets that walk, and then as he's been doing all last year, Terang comes up with the big base hit, and then we had the whole process of the drop ball and everything. So it came up with 3 runs. Once the Brewers got the lead, they were on their way.
You think about what happened, how the inning started. Okay, the Brewers have a perfect. They got nothing. They don't have a base runner, right?
That's right.
So McClanahan's throwing a perfect game through 4. Well, then Sanchez gets the walk. All right, the perfect game is over. Then the base hit. Now the no-hitter is over. And then with the Terang hit, it goes from, we tied it on the hit to the whole review on the so-called exchange with the center fielder, Cedric Mullins, coming in because nobody was at second base.
That's right.
I mean, it was like the clown car was just driving around the infield. But then the ruling then not only gives the Brewers that he's safe at second, but the run score, because that run doesn't count when that tag was first applied. Right. It didn't get there first. So it should have been 2-2. Instead, it's 3-2, and then the Brewers, go on from there. But as I said, Augie, that was typical Brewers, that they recognize as hitters that this is an inning that we can pounce because something's different with the starting pitcher. Yeah,
their aggressiveness on the base and just carrying out the play until the end. I thought that was a big part of the ball game. You take that inning and you take it 2-2, and then or what actually happened 3-2. That's a big part of the ball game. That run there, that Terang incident with the drop ball was huge in this ball game. It just gave the Brewers that momentum. Now the bullpen can take over, let the offense see what they can do, and they actually did that after that inning.
He's Jerry Augustine, former Brewer pitcher. I'm Bob Brainerd, pinch hitter tonight for Dom. This is Brewers Extra Innings. More to come.
Business owners
and right-hand men and women.
When you make the catering call for your office gathering,
make it Marty's Pizza.
For pizza, pasta, subs, wings, appetizers, and more.
Delivered in our heated oven delivery trucks.
Our catering delivery range has expanded
all the way east into Brookfield.
Just log on to martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Or give us a call at 262-646-3327. 262-646-3327.
Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good again. It's as good today as it was in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember Marty's Pizza.
Save big money on everything for your next project when you shop at Menards. We have a huge selection of concrete and mortar mixes, from setting a post or pouring a walkway to installing concrete block or natural stone. We've got the mix you need in stock today. View our entire selection of concrete mixes and supplies in store and on Menards.com. Plus, check out the weekly flyer for more great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Rejuvenex.com. This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Hey, spring is almost here. I say almost because I looked at the forecast for later this week. But never mind, Wisconsin. For a limited time, Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical, you get a free AC system with the purchase of a new gas furnace. Stay comfortable year-round, but hurry. Spots are limited. Call today or visit cider.com to schedule your appointment. Yeah, April 1st is tomorrow, Augie. I don't know what to think anymore. We know yesterday it's almost 80 degrees, and now we got, snow coming again.
Now you got me thinking. Craig Cushan called me and said, hey, Augie, I'll meet you at the game. What do you think, April Fools?
Ooh. You might come here tomorrow and be stranded.
I might be walking around the whole park saying, hey, Craig, where are you?
Don't do it to him, Craig. Don't do it. He's Jerry Augustine. I'm Bob Brainerd, in for Dom on a Tuesday night. This is Brewers Extra Innings. Milwaukee wins at 6-2. Let's talk bullpen, Augie, because Woody gets them through, with just the 2 solo home runs and is really good in his 2026 debut. And then the bullpen. Not lights out, but also didn't allow another run. There was some traffic on the bases here and there, but once again, piecemealing it.
Well, we always go into talking about a bullpen now that you have your starter out there, and then the next guy comes in is almost like a closer for your starter. He's going to take the shape of the game the rest of the way, and I thought what Murph did a great job of tonight is getting Jared Koenig in there. If there was a pitcher last year that I thought that really exemplified what this ball club had to do, Jared Koenig was that guy. And I think putting him in the game tonight and letting him keep that routine of getting outs out, I thought he did a great job. He throws strikes. He gets ahead. He's just been a stalwart in that bullpen. But to get him to start that next inning and keep the flow of the game that way, and then the Brewers were able to score some more runs, I thought was huge.
And it was going to be a little tricky just because you weren't going to throw McGill a third straight day. So he was out of the mix. So when you saw Abner Uribe come in the 8th inning, In fact, the people that are buzzing around me. So, is this going to be 2 innings of Abner?
Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Right. So you got Abner, and he had some traffic on the bases. Tying run was at the plate. So you didn't go, but then you go to Zerpa to finish up in the 9th. So again, really good job by Chris Hook. And by Murph to, again, piecemeal it, whatever it takes, right?
Well, Zerpa's interesting.
He is.
If you saw what he did in that World Baseball Classic, he came in and he's a go-getter. He comes from a different angle. He's got a really good sinking fastball. He's got a little bit of a slider that he has to stay on top. I think the one thing that we see out of him, because he's a low 3/4 guy, the whole thing is staying on top of the ball, making the ball go in a downward plane. And when he does that, he can be really effective. And he did that the night before. Tonight came in through a couple. They were a little bit flat. He got under the ball a little bit. But I'm really impressed with this young man. Goes out the way he goes about. He's the guy that goes out there and he's going to come after you. And you like that coming out of a bullpen. It just makes this bullpen a lot better. You look at this bullpen, they're left-handed dominant, but I'll tell you, those left-handers give you so many different options because you got over the top with Ashby and you got Koenig a little bit 3/4, and then you got Hall up on top, and you got the other guys that throw from down 3 lower 3 corners. That's a different look for each of those guys, and that's just going to make this bullpen that much tougher to face.
And then you got on the right side, you got Corinne Anderson, with his sweeper, and of course McGill is McGill and Abner is Abner. So you really have, whether you're going lefty or righty in this bullpen, Augie, you really have kind of a smorgasbord, right? I mean,
that's right. You do.
It's not cookie cutter pitchers.
No.
Everybody's bringing a little something different to the party.
It does. And, you look at even last night, I was impressed. And I saw Matt Arnold on the way out after the game, and I said, what's really impressive tonight, Matt, is that, you had the lefty start, the young lefty start, who was a mid-3/4 guy, and then you bring in Aaron Ashby after that. He comes way over the top with the big breaking ball, and then here comes Zerpa from down south. I mean, that's 3 lefties in a row that you never throw 3 lefties in a row, but here's 3 lefties that give you 3 different looks, and that's magic. When you have that opportunity, you can throw from 3 different spots, throw strikes, which they don't walk a lot of guys. They get ahead of hitters. Boy, that can make your bullpen pretty effective.
He's Jerry Augustine. I'm Bob Brainerd. We are doing Brewers extra innings tonight because Milwaukee, a 6-2 winner over the Tampa Bay Rays. Series is now split at a game apiece. Tomorrow afternoon is going to be Game 3 of the rubber match. Milwaukee looking to go 5-1 on this opening homestand and to kickstart the 2026 season on April Fool's tomorrow. More of BEI when we return.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Mish trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000 fans on Saturday the 11th, courtesy of Toyota. Then reserve Sunday for a full day of family fun. Kids can run the bases, get autographs, and the first 5,000 kids get a Brewers wiffle ball set, courtesy of Joy. Plus, it's a kids cheer free Sunday. Grab your seat at brewers.com/tickets.
I got into injury law because it is complex.
Brett Eckstein, attorney at Cannon & Dunphy.
And today's law is contradictory and needs an experienced team of lawyers to work together to make the law work for people who are seriously hurt through no fault of their own. My partners and I are dedicated to helping people every day. And like all good organizations, we don't do it alone. If we can help you, please call us or learn more about Cannon & Dunphy on our social channels.
From posters and presentations to labels and loyalty cards, Staples has all the print to boost your brand. Shop now in-store and online. Staples, that was easy.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Peace of mind starts with a name you can trust. Cider Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical has been family-owned and operated since 1912, serving residential and commercial customers with dependable, expert care. From heating and cooling to plumbing and electrical, they're your one-stop shop for it all. It's experience built over generations that sets them apart. And with 24/7 emergency service, they're always ready when you need them most. No matter the job, big or small, you can rely on their team to get it done right. For comfort you can count on, visit cider.com.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Back here on Brewers Extra Innings. A little later on, we're going to do buying or selling. We'll do a little sneak peek with Augie here. Buying or selling, though, is on Brewers Extra Innings is brought to you by Tony Wendorf and Associates. If you're looking to buy or sell a home, trust Tony Wendorf and Associates, one of the top real estate teams in Wisconsin. They're powered by Keller Williams. They bring faith, family, and a red carpet experience to every home deal. Step up to the plate with a winning team behind you. WendorfTeam.kw.com. Did you write that down in case you want to sell a home?
Yeah, I did.
Just saying, okay. Just in case you want to sell it.
Just in case.
Just in case.
But you got to call the right people.
Right, of course. He is Jerry Augustine. So buying or selling. Here's what I want to ask you, Augie. Are you buying or selling the ABS system, the strike system? So we've all seen it now. We've seen it in action. Batters touching the top of their helmets. William Contreras touching the top of his head. Pitchers. You don't see a lot of pitchers saying, I want to look at that one. It's usually they leave it up to the catcher, which is probably a good idea because they have a better look and a better frame. But we've all seen it not only here with the Brewers. We saw a lot of it tonight, a lot of, checking on pitches tonight. But are you buying or selling it so far? What do you think?
Well, do you think does that mean like when there's a pop-up in infield, you just tell the pitchers to get out of the way?
Yeah.
But no, the catcher has the best sight for it. And I think when you talk about a guy like Contreras behind the plate, he has such a good idea on it. I think he's done a great job. I don't think he's lost one yet. I like it. I think what you do is you keep people honest. You keep umpires honest. And you try to make them bear down and really call a good game in key situations. Sometimes in key situations, big pitches are made, and you got to have that. You got to strike, and it could make a difference. We saw it a couple times tonight. I like that system. I really do. I think as long as they keep it where we're not sitting around for 2 minutes in that, which they don't do.
Yeah, it's quick.
It's quick, and I really like that. And I think it's adding. I think the fans are having fun with it. I know watching the game, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I think one of the things that this is also accomplishing, without really being said, is we have seen for years, for decades, when catchers will catch a ball and wing it into the,
That's right.
They'll bring it down, they'll bring it up, they'll bring it sideways, and the umpire takes the bait and he buys it. I think with this system, Augie, like the catcher can do that, but this system is checking where it crosses the plate. And so if you move your glove, it doesn't matter. Challenge it. That little pink box is going to tell you where it came in, not where it ends up.
And I think what it does in a game, it does for the catcher, like you just talked about the catcher behind controlling the game. The catcher controls the game. It allows him to say that, you know what, this is an important part of the game. Don't get me wrong. There are still pitches that are off the plate 1 inch, 2 inches, 3 inches that are called strikes that they just let go. That's part of the ball game. That's the way umpires call it. It's been that way in the history of the game. It's going to stay that way. But then there's a key part of the game where that catcher knows that pitcher and says, you know what, I need him to get that pitch. That pitch was there. I got to have it. And I think that's a really neat thing with the relationship, not only between the manager or the pitching coach and the pitcher and what goes on in the game, but even more so, that guy behind the plate and that pitcher, that personality, knowing each other, I think is really important, and it really pays off.
This is not nothing new when it comes to studying umpires, if
That's
you
right.
will. Take us back to your days when you were doing pregame prep. Tell us what you would do when you found out who was behind the plate calling balls and strikes and how you adjusted as a pitcher and a catcher.
Well, it just depends on who the umpire was. Like you said, the umpire. You know that there's some umpires like Don Deckinger was a really good umpire. He's a good side-to-side quarterback, ball striker. He gave you a couple inches on the outside, tight on the inside.
And you knew that, right?
And you knew that. You could go in a certain place. If you dotted that outside corner to a couple inches off, you might get that in a good situation. You really like that. And we probably had books on every umpire. We knew certain guys that were kind of all over the place that you didn't know. Bill Haller was an umpire, a real tall, skinny guy. He was an umpire where when you started a game, you better throw a strike. You got to get through the first couple innings. But once that first couple innings went by, he started setting a tone, and all of a sudden you could see him. He'd either go inside, outside, where he'd give you a little bit of liberalness, and you were able to do that. That was fun. That was part of the game that I think that we as pitchers understood, as well as the catcher behind the plate, that in certain situations you got to make certain pitches. And that was kind of a fun game that we had that fans didn't really know about, but yet we knew about it, and that's what we had to do to be successful.
And I think that that still comes into play here. You still look to see, okay, who's behind the plate tonight? Okay, well, we know what his MO is.
That's right.
But this system will help to reel that in so that you don't have to say, well, we know that the plate's going to be wide or the plate's going to be a postage stamp. That is still going to be in play. But again, checks and balances now for these umpires.
And your checks and balances come with who? The umpires. The umpires say that, we're in a critical part of the game or a critical part of an inning, or this guy's struggling a little bit. He needs this pitch here. I've got to bear down. I've got to be really sharp on what I do. And I think this does good for the game. It really does. It really does. It makes that pitcher learn how to say, hey, you know what? I command the strike zone. I'm going to be successful. And look at Woody tonight. He was dotting the lines on the side to side, up and down. And, boy, that made him really successful. Well, that umpire had an easy game to call behind the plate.
I think one of the fun things, because I was watching as a fan tonight, was the reaction of the fans that are in the stadium.
That's right.
They all are chiming in what they think. Oh, that's a strike. Oh no, watch it. And then they look at the big board and they go, oh, it's this big crescendo. And then the final result is rendered. So he's Jerry Augustine. I'm going to send him home because he's got to be back here at the ballpark tomorrow afternoon to sit with Craig Gashan. Right?
That's right. And tonight was fun. It's all about baseball, Brewers, and Bobby Brainerd.
The 3 Bs.
It doesn't get any better.
The 3 Bs. All right, Augie, thanks again. As always, good to see you. More with Brewers Extra Innings. If you missed any of the highlights, we're going to rewind them and replay them for you next.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-979-3535. That's 800-979-3535. 800-979-3535.
A happy place comes in many colors. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters, that's painting happy. During our spring sales event, get 10% off any home painting project, $2,500 or more. When you schedule before May 15th at participating locations, get started today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated. Contractor license and registration information is available at CertaPro.com.
Point taken with Scafidi and Bry.
When there is any kind of government shutdown, the first people who lose their paychecks should be the voting members of Congress.
Yeah, something has to happen because this separation policy that members of Congress have has to stop.
Weekdays from 10 to noon on WTMJ.
What is your favorite form of potatoes?
French fries.
Easy.
Crinkle. But I don't eat potatoes that much anymore, so.
Okay.
And I don't miss it. We'll keep some more.
Mine's vodka. Just joking.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Brewers are winners again over the Tampa Bay Rays this evening at American Family Field. 6-2 the final count. Bob Brainerd in for Dom. Augie just hit the bricks, but he's going to be back here tomorrow afternoon as a fan to see if the Brewers can win the rubber match and take this series and take this homestand and go 5-1 to begin 2026. All right, again, if you missed it, we got some fireworks and some highlights to share with you. We will step aside and then bring them to you.
Ready for this?
Out of here!
This?
Run it back! Ho, ho, ho!
And this?
It is gone!
Time for tonight's highlights.
Well, I will spare you the Tampa Bay Ray highlights because they hit a solo home run in the first inning. They hit a solo home run in the fifth inning and led it 2-0. And that seemed like a lot because Shane McClanahan, the starting pitcher, trying to bounce back from injury just like Brandon Woodruff, was dealing through the first 4 innings. He had a no-hitter. Heck, he had a perfect game through 4, but then in the fifth inning, Milwaukee loaded the bases, and up comes Bryce Terang.
The 2-2 pitch. And Bryce, a line drive into right, a base hit. Sanchez will score. Lockridge racing around third. He's going to score. We are tied at 2. And now Terang is going to get caught in a rundown. He's going to try to stay in it long enough to score a run. Falls down. He's tagged out. And Ortiz can't score from third in time. Terang is pointing in frustration about what happened in that rundown. And Pat Murphy's going to come out and try to get some clarification.
Yeah, that is part one of the highlights. So Terang drives in 2, and during the rundown, he's thinking, well, man, if I can do this long enough, we can take the lead at 3-2, and he almost did. But when he gets tagged out, the umpire signaled that the ball popped out on the exchange, therefore the out was going to stand. But Pat Murphy challenged it, and here is the end result.
The call on the field is overturned. The runner is safe. The runner from third will score. The runner will remain at second base. Milwaukee retains their challenge.
I've never been so excited to be dumb in my life. 3-2 Milwaukee.
It was crazy from the get-go. So the inning starts. The Brewers have no hits, no base runners. They get base runners, they get the first hit, and they take the lead at 3-2 on the review. And that was Cedric Mullins, who came all the way in from center field to cover second base. He applied the tag on Terang, but the umpire was behind the play and said on the exchange, no, the ball popped out when his glove hit Terang, so proper call after the replay. Milwaukee leads at 3-2. And they were just beginning offensively. In the 6th, Gary Sanchez steps to the plate and does what he does.
1-2 pitch, high drive, center field, back, track, bye-bye, baseball! The second home run of the season for Gary Sanchez, and the Brewers lead it 4-2.
Man, when Sanchez gets a hold of it, he really gets a hold of it. As you heard, his second home run of the year. But the Brewers not done yet. Interesting outfield alignment tonight. You had Christian Yelich in left, Lockridge in center, and Sal Frelick in right. And good thing Lockridge is in the lineup tonight. Still in the 6th. Here he is.
There goes the runner. 3-2 pitch. Fly ball right center field. Well struck. It's in the gap, and it is off the base of the wall. Extra bases for Lockridge. Bowers jogs home. Lockridge with an RBI double. It is 5-2 Milwaukee.
And you heard Bowers scored there. Bowers was in the middle of all this offensive outburst that finally showed up from the 5th inning on. And in the 8th, little cherry on the sundae, little sprinkles on the ice cream from Jake Bowers.
The 1-0 pitch. Bowers a fly ball right field. Pushing back Fraley. Fraley at the track, at the wall. He jumps up. It is gone. Jake Bowers, his second home run of the season, and it's 6-2 Milwaukee.
And so Brandon Woodruff started, got them through with trailing 2-0, but was really sharp despite those 2 solo home runs. Then the bullpen, as we said earlier with Augie, they just piecemeal it together all the way to the finish line, kept that 6-2 lead intact, and Milwaukee wins it. The second game of the series with Tampa Bay 6-2, the final score. We'll return with more to talk about on Brewers Extra Innings in just a moment.
Summertime is when the largest number of homes hit the market,
which makes it the bottom of the 9th for sellers. Homes that show well, get priced right, move first.
Yeah! This is Tony Wendorf with Tony Wendorf & Associates, powered by Keller Williams.
And I'm Sal Alioto. In a crowded summer market, smart pricing, preparation, and expert local strategies make all the difference.
Get started today with our white glove selling experience at wendorfteam.kw.com.
Tony Wendorf & Associates.
A real estate team driven by faith, gratitude, and results.
So, Dad, what gives with the square pizzas?
Well, Marty wanted to be different, but little did he know that he was giving everyone a real value. We figured it out. Our 12-inch square pizza covers 27% more space than a 12-inch round.
A bigger pizza and a better value.
Yep, 27% more.
Marty's Pizza in Delafield.
And martyspizza.net for easy online ordering.
Register online for Red Card Loyalty, and after 15 pizzas, you'll get your next one free.
Marty's Pizza. Do you remember when times were good? Well, they're good in the past. It doesn't get any better than that. Remember, Marty's Pizza.
Hey, John Mercure here for Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living. Their mission is to transform the culture of care. They specialize in caring for those with early to late-stage Alzheimer's or other related dementia symptoms, and they offer early memory loss classes to help you. They specialize in this area. It's kindness at the core, locations throughout southeast Wisconsin. It's compassion, it's empathy. It's Wisconsin-based and family-owned, always welcoming people to come tour and welcome their new residents. I've seen their places. They're top-notch. It's Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living.
A question I'm often asked, if I've been hurt in an accident, should I call a lawyer?
Pat Dumphy, Canada Dumphy.
If someone caused your injury, you need advice from an experienced lawyer on how to preserve evidence, document your losses, and protect yourself from the insurance company. But why can't I trust the insurance company? Despite clever, funny insurance company ads, they're in the business of making money. Paying as little as possible to you is good business for them, but not for you. I'm Pat Dunphy. Call Canada Dunphy.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Impressive win for the Brewers tonight as they beat the Tampa Bay Rays 6-2, the final score to even this best-of-3 series at a game apiece. Impressive offensive wake-up for the Brewers starting in the fifth inning on. They were trailing 2-0, and then the offense clicked with some big plays and some power thrown in there as well. And it all started with Brandon Woodruff, who gave up the solo home run in the first and another one in the fifth. But in between that, he was pretty good in his very first outing. And his manager, Pat Murphy, certainly noticed.
Oh, he was great. I mean, that's a pitcher. You know, like that guy, I don't know how many pitches did he throw? 70? 67 pitches, how many fastballs? Had to be 59, 57, something like that.
2 seconds. Including cutters?
Well,
I think he couldn't have been more than 8 breaking balls.
Yeah, it couldn't have been.
2 breaking balls.
How many changeups?
9.
11. It's a pretty amazing guy. Yeah. To pitch like that, I mean, pretty special. I thought he was great. I thought William did a great job with him. I know you hear me always say that, but it's real. You know, William did a great job with him.
What do you make of him being at this point in his career, and the fastball's not 97, 98, 99, and he's throwing the fastballs more, and he's effective with it?
Because he can pitch. You know, he's a pitcher. That still works. Guys that can pitch still, you know, and have movement, and he does, you know. So it was, you know, for me, that was really exciting, you know, really exciting. Great pitching performance.
How much of that for him is, it's 3 different fastballs. How much of it is knowing when to throw which fastball based on what he's seeing?
It's what he feels and what he sees. You know, it's like he really has a feel for hitter swings and reading swings and in and out, up, down. He dots that bottom. It's really good, you know. And, yeah, I thought it was special. And, you know, unsung heroes, there's many of them always, but Koenig and Anderson coming in and getting that 6th and 7th were huge. We might have left Woody if it wasn't such a long inning and the challenges and whatever else we had going on in that inning.
Murph, if not, would Woody have continued? Like,
yeah, he would.
Physically.
Yeah, he would. He wanted it. We told him he was going back out. So, yeah.
How have you liked overall just the way your relievers have thrown? They've covered a significant amount in the 5. Overall, just.
I mean, that's the way we've always done it. But if you keep going 4 and 5, you're going to have some tired relievers. So. We're not going to force guys to go more than that, but if the game calls it. But we certainly need starters to sometimes go deeper than that.
McClanahan was pretty good. He opened the door a little bit and then Terang. Yeah,
pretty good.
Better than pretty good. But he opened the door a little bit and then Terang, lefty on lefty, does what he does.
Yeah, I mean, Bryce has come so far, you know, to have 3 out of 4 great at-bats and key, clutch, the whole thing. I mean, he's special right now, man. It's really been fun to watch and be part of it. To see him build that confidence and belief system that he has right now, it's amazing. And that, I mean, just a key hit, and that was against that kid. I mean, McClanahan was great. It wasn't just good. I mean, he was landing four pitches. Couldn't get anything started, wouldn't walk us, you know.
How about Gary Sanchez as well? I mean, being one of the only guys.
He told me, he said, "Hey, Murphy, our leading home run hitter on the team."
Yeah.
You gotta love that.
Can you explain the challenge on the terrain? Did you have to get a clarification of what the call was?
Yeah, I had to clarify what it was, you know, and give the umpire credit. Dan, he was great. He just said, "Hey, Murph, what they're calling is that he had control of the ball with the tag. Now, I'm going to give you time to, if you got to tell me if you're going to challenge it. I'm going to give you the 15 seconds to challenge it. That's it." I had to get clarification on the call. Once I did, our guy said, "Go ahead and challenge it." So I challenged it.
The other challenge was a little different?
The touching first base thing? Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm not going to criticize people for their deal. I mean, it was something he thought happened, so I'm not going to, criticize that.
If there's a moment there where Kevin Cash looked at you and smiled, and you smiled back, can you?
Yeah.
Remember what was?
Kevin and I are friends. Yeah, we're friends. We hadn't got a chance to talk to each other before the game, so we were just smiling back at each other.
That's how you communicate with your friends?
Sometimes, just smile. How you doing, Kev?
Did you have to go to the phone for that one?
You mean the
replay?
Yeah, I mean, you got to check it. I wasn't watching him touch first base.
You just trust Jake?
I do trust Jake, by the way, but I just, people miss the bag sometimes. I hope not, but I mean, people are watching, and there's an eye in the sky watching, so.
Yeah, it was a game within the game. The replays and the challenge strike and ball calls, there was a lot going on in and around this 6-2 Milwaukee victory over Tampa Bay. All right, when we come back on Brewers Extra Innings, we wrap things up today to get you ready for tomorrow.
Yes, Toradol is considered a strong pain reliever. It's one of the most potent non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs available. And absolutely, hyaluronic acid is used to treat shoulder, hip, elbow, and knee pain. It's a lubricating gel-like substance that reduces stiffness and improves mobility. It acts as a lubricant and shock absorber, reducing friction in the joint. And when we pinpoint the root of your pain, and we combine these powerful 100% FDA-approved pain relief medicines, if thousands of patient confirmations tell us anything, you're going to experience pain relief. And because of this, your quality of life increases, and you'll start living better. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas. There's much more to life that you've been missing because of your pain. This isn't even about taking a chance. It's about taking your first step to living pain-free. Go to rejuvenex.com to schedule your appointment so we can alleviate your pain and rejuvenate your life.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Call today and there's a good chance we could be seeing you tomorrow.
Look, it's Jake from our store in Kenosha.
Hi, Monica. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Rick.
Your email said you had a big surprise.
Look and tell me what you see.
Wow, I see 9 perfect examples of the classic diamond solitaire engagement ring.
They're gorgeous.
These rings are exactly what people imagine when they hear the words engagement ring.
Monica, do you think it will always be like that?
Evermore.
That long?
And each of these is 3/4 of a carat.
$998.
Unbelievable. So how much do we sell them for?
That is how much we sell them for.
Can we do that?
We're the largest employee-owned jewelry company in America, Rick. We can do anything we want.
But for how long?
Evermore.
People can choose any of the 9 most popular style solitaires, 3/4 of a carat, and each of them was created in the heart of a miniature star.
5 different diamond shapes, 2 colors of gold. Evermore, just $998.
Or $14.98 with 1 carat diamond center with diamonds on the side.
Learn more at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Hop on over to Tyson's this Saturday from 10 to 1 for our Easter Spring Trail Hop event. Kids will visit fun stops, learn cool facts, collect stickers, and grab a free goodie bag when they finish the trail. Keep your eyes open for golden eggs hidden around the store. Find one for a chance to win a $50 Tyson's gift card. See the baby chicks, enjoy the fun, and check out Tyson's Facebook page for all the details. Don't miss the Easter Spring Trail Hop at Tyson's this Saturday.
Prizes, flyaways, even cash money. You want it? We've got it. Find a list of all contests and official rules by visiting WTMJ.com/contests.
That's WTMJ.com/contests.
This is Brewers Extra Innings on WTMJ.
Game 2, Brewers and Tampa Bay Rays in the books here on a Tuesday evening. Milwaukee wins at 6-2. They even this best-of-3 series at a game apiece. Afternoon delight on tap tomorrow here at American Family Field. It'll be a noon pregame, 12:40 p.m. is the first pitch. It'll be the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, on the hill for Milwaukee. Record of 1-0, of course. He won on opening day. He's got an ERA of 1.80, 11 Ks in that opener. Everybody remembers that. Drew Rasmussen will be on the hill for the Rays. No record so far. He's pitched in one game, started once, 1.80 ERA as well, just like the Miz, and 2 Ks registered in his first outing. That's your pitching matchup for the game tomorrow. After this, Milwaukee hoping to go 5-1 to kickstart the season and this opening road a homestand. They hit the road after this, starting on Friday. First road series will be in Kansas City, a weekend series, followed by 3 games Monday through Wednesday next week against the Red Sox in Boston. Matt Yezo has been back at the studio pressing all the right buttons. Want to thank Jerry Augustine as well and all the folks for tuning in on Tuesday night, listening into Brewers Extra Innings. I'm Bob Brainerd in for Dom. Thanks once again for tuning in to Brewers Extra Innings. Milwaukee a winner over Tampa Bay 6-2.
Put Brewers weekends back on your schedule when the Crew take on the Nationals April 10th through the 12th. Collect a new Miss trading card bobblehead for the first 25,000